Hello everybody. In this video we're going to continue on with Shredderman Secret Identity. Chapter 3 Spy Tools. I raced home and almost ripped the screen door getting inside. Mom, you'll never guess what. Well, hi honey, she said from her desk. What? I get to use my computer. I don't have to write anything longhand, or cut, or glue, or break anything. She laughed. For? This month's project. I can use my scanner and my digital camera. I can use anything. Really? I threw my backpack down and yanked out the green sheet. See? She skimmed the paper. So don't kick me off my computer, okay? It's homework. She said, handing it back. No tears over this one, huh? Plus, you're lucky because your father will probably love helping you out. Uh-oh, she was right. My dad's a reporter for the Cedar Valley Gazette, so this project is right up his alley. But he didn't want him to know what I was planning. There was no way he'd let me do my project on Bubba Bixby. So how did the rest of your day go? Mom asked. Alvin gave you trouble? Huh? I was still thinking about how to not tell my dad about the project. Oh, just the usual. Do you want to tell me about it? Nah, everything's fine. I tried to sound casual, tried to sound cool. And after my snack, I hurried to my room and closed the door tight. It was my turn to give Bubba Bixby a little trouble. First step, digital camera. I was going to catch him in the act. Second step, jacket. I needed some place to hide the camera so no one would see I was taking pictures. I tore through my closet. I pulled out 2 jackets. I tried every pocket. None of them would work. What about my backpack? I emptied it. I tried all the compartments. The little one was a good size, but using my backpack will put the camera behind me. How could I take pictures like that? Wait, the camera had a remote control. It was small, too. I could hide it in my hand, easy. I dug through my desk until I found it. Put the camera in remote mode and tried it out. It worked great. I put the camera behind me, like it would be in my backpack. I tried the remote from all kinds of angles until I got my moves down. All I had to do was reach around a little, or put my fist on my hip, or cross my arms like I was mad. The remote worked great. I checked out my backpack. I needed to make some kind of opening for the camera lens and remote sensor, some kind of window to take pictures through. But I couldn't just cut a hole. Everyone would see the camera. I needed some kind of flap in front of the lens that I could open and close. And when the flap was open, there needed to be some kind of screen that would camouflage the lens without blocking it. Something that would let the camera see out without letting people see in. How was it going to do that? Then I had an idea. It was going to mean using scissors. And worse, a needle and thread. Did I really want to do this? Did I really want to jab myself 100 times with a needle? Did I really want to cut up my backpack? This was a great backpack. My mind flashed on a picture of Bubba breathing down my throat like he had so many times. Of him calling me nerd, of him stealing stuff. Oh yeah, it was worth it. I charged down the hall and tore through my mother's sewing kit. Needle, check. Thread, check. Velcro, yes, she had Velcro. Then I dug through her scraps box, and yes, there was an old black nylon that would work great as a screen. Nolan, my mom called down the hall. What are you doing? Nothing, Mom. I crammed the nylon in my pocket. I shoved her sewing kit back in the closet. I tried to hide the spool of thread and Velcro in my fist, but jabbed myself with the needle. Blood squirted from my palm. I clamped my mouth over it. Nothing? Mom asked, coming at me. Closer. And closer. Nuh-uh, I said, lapping up blood. Well, I have to sew something. Sew something? Uh-huh. I edged around her, past her. So what? You want me to do it for you? No. She was giving me her suspicious look. It's personal, okay? I charged back to my room, closed the door tight, and waited for her to knock. Knock, knock, knock. Cracked the door open. I need some privacy, okay? Privacy? She seemed hurt. Please, Mom? Hmm. Well, Mr. Privacy, I just came down to tell you that the Gecko and Sticky is on. It is? Uh-huh. Can you... can you tape it? No. Well, it's probably a rerun anyway. I started to close the door. Nolan! She pushed back a little. What are you up to that you're willing to miss the Gecko and Sticky? Mom, please, I just need some privacy, okay? Am I gonna be mad when I find out what you're doing? No, I promise, you won't. She just stood there. I just stood there. Finally, she sighed and said, Okay. I worked and worked until dinner time, when my mom made me take a break. And when she told Dad about my new project, sure enough, he got all excited. I can help you with this. I can get you access to practically anyone in town. How about the mayor? You want to interview him? Think of how impressed Mr. Green would be. Uh, I don't think I want to interview the mayor, Dad. Oh, well, who do you have in mind, Nolan? Uh, I'm not sure. How about Mr. Zilch? Your boss? I asked. Why would I want to interview him? I thought you didn't like him. Mom looked at Dad. Dad looked at Mom. Finally, Dad said, I never said I didn't like Mr. Zilch. Well, do you? How about Sergeant Clubb? Mom hurried to ask. It would be real interesting to interview a policeman, don't you think? Say, that would be a great choice, my dad said. Sarge is a very nice man. He'd probably let you cruise around Cedar Valley in a squad car. Let me think about it, okay? I downed the rest of my milk and picked up my plate. May I be excused? To get back to work on your project? Mom asked. I nodded. But Nolan, if you haven't even picked out who you want to interview, how can you be working on your project? Uh, I'm getting the gear together, Mom. The gear? I nodded. May I be excused? She sighed. I took that as a yes, bussed my dishes, and hurried down to my room. The mayor? Ha. Mr. Zilch? Ha. Sergeant Clubb? Ha. Interviews with them wouldn't compare to the piece I was going to do in Bubba Bixby. I got back to work, and by bedtime my backpack was converted. My fingers were sore and bloody, but I'd done it. My backpack had a little fold-down flap for the camera lens. It had a backup layer of black nylon to camouflage it. The sides and bottom were padded with a cut-up t-shirt. And the cool thing is, it worked. I'd, I'd made a spy pack, and it actually worked. The next morning, I got up early and practiced taking pictures backwards. I had to be sly. I had to be smooth. I had to act like I'm not used to acting. At breakfast, Mom said, Forget your hair, Nolan? My hair had a life of its own. I felt around my head. It was sticking out on one side again. Sorry. And Nolan, your socks go inside your pants, remember? My dad said. I looked down. How had that happened? Again? I pulled my pant leg out of my sock. Whoops. Try putting your socks on first, champ. Works for me, my dad said. I know, I know. My mom kissed me on the forehead. We're just trying to help you outgrow your nickname, honey. I looked at her, then at my dad. You mean nerd? Dad nodded. There's a lot you could do to not have people call you that, you know. Like combing your hair, Mom said gently. And keeping your shoes tied, Dad said. And matching your clothes. My mom looked me over. Isn't that the t-shirt you slept in? Huh? I... I don't remember. I really didn't. Preoccupied with something again? My father asked. Yeah, honey, you've got bags, my mom said, zooming in on my eyes. Did you sleep all right? I shoved some peanut buttered Eggo into my mouth. I was thinking about my project. Ah, my dad said. So have you decided who you'd like to interview? Not yet. I hope you don't think I was being too pushy last night. I was just excited to be able to help. I know, Dad. Well, let me know when you decide, okay? He pointed a fork at my plate. Don't you want syrup on that? Nuh-uh, I said, shoveling the rest of the Eggo in my mouth. No time for syrup. I had to get going. I had spy tools to try out. Bullies to catch. Starting today, Bubba Bixby would have to watch out for me.